Okay. We'll resume the regular board meeting for the Lathrop Manteca Fire. It's now 7 p.m. Item 2.3, report from closed session. I'll ask our legal counsel to come up, and do you have anything to report for items 2.1 or 2.2?
Yes, thank you, Chairman.
Can you make sure the mic's on? Thank you. There we go.
Thank you, Chairman. With regards to item 2.2 on the closed session agenda, conference of labor negotiations, and in connection with item 2.1 on the closed session agenda, public employee performance evaluation for the fire chief, there is reportable action out of closed session. The board approved one-time additional compensation for the fire chief's exceptional performance equal to 10% of his annual base salary for the review period pursuant to Section 5 of the fire chief's employment agreement.
Thank you. So item 3, roll call, please.
Chairman Jeremy Coe,
Present.
Vice Chair John Gish,
Here.
Director Ty Payton,
Present.
Director Robert Gleason,
Present.
Director Gloriana Rhodes.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, we all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 5, declaration of conflict of interest. I'll start on my right.
None to report?
You said none.
None.
Okay. No presentations. Are there any public comments cards received?
I have no request, Mr. Chair.
Okay, any public comments? Seeing none, moving forward to the consent items. Would you please read those for us?
Consent calendar item 8.1, August 16, 2018, regular board meeting minutes. Item 8.2, monthly register of warrants. Item 8.3, receive and file August 2018 incident and training report. Item 8.4, receive and file monthly year-to-date budget report.
Okay, any comments or discussion on consent items, starting on my left?
None.
Nope. No.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to accept consent items 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4.
Aye, second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Aye.
Director Rhodes,
Yes.
Director Payton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Gish,
Yes.
Chairman Coe.
Yes. Moving right along. No scheduled items. We'll go to information items. 10.1, review options for the regional service model for the city of Lathrop.
So Chairman, I'd like to pull that item if I can for tonight, and the reason being is that I'm waiting for legal counsel to get back to me on a couple different items. That's going to be a pretty lengthy presentation because we need to go back to the beginning of when the annexation started and the city as a whole. We actually have to step back to when River Islands was annexed to talk about how that happened. I'm also going to see if I can get the legal counsel, Michael Colantuno here, who is a specialist in LAFCO, because I know that some of the board may have questions in regards to LAFCO and how that works. So I'm going to see if I can't bring him next month to be here for that presentation. It is going to be kind of a lengthy one, but it's going to explain the whole picture before we move into a response model for the Lathrop city.
We can invite LAFCO people so we can educate them too. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I know.
I can say it, you can't.
I know. We'd have to bring some gloves, I think, because there'd probably be a brawl in the aisle there. But definitely, I think there's going to be some, after the presentation, there's going to be some questions. And I think that I want to have a legal opinion here for some of the questions that the board may have. And so I hate to pull it again, but I want to make sure it's thorough because it's important.
Yes.
Okay, we'll pull item 10.1 if there's no disagreements from the board. We'll go item 10.2, the chief's report.
Okay, Chief's report, start off with the strike team report. We've had several strike teams go out this year, and as you saw some of the information in regards to the overtime, because now you're seeing it a little bit different. It's not broken out as we normally do in the year-to-dates. It's all the straight overtime. It's a significant amount of that is strike team. We've sent out a lot of resources. I think that the individuals that have gone out have had a great opportunity to work in different command levels. They've been on the RIMS team and on Type 3s and Type 1s, responding to the state of California has been on fire for the most part all this time. I'm glad to be back myself, and I love going out, and I love the experience, and I love bringing back what I learned out there to our organization, but it feels good to be home in my own shower for a change. So that's how busy we've been. We finally got everything back. We did have a little bit of an incident with the pickup out on one of the strike teams. A root had come up from Manzanita and had whacked the fender, and it got damaged, but the incident did pay for it. We just got it back. But other than that, I think that the overall morale has been improved with the opportunity for individuals to make a little extra money by going out on strike team. And we really have brought back some happy people that are happy to be in our organization because we're so diversified with what we do with our organization. So
Was that one of our new vehicles or one of the older ones?
it was pretty painful. I think they took a couple days to tell me about it, but especially after they got confirmed that it was going to be paid for by the incident. So, but it did get replaced and it did get fixed. So it's back in shape, and we're ready to respond out. There is a red flag warning for Northern California right now, but we haven't had any requests to go out. So I'm happy to have everybody home.
The OES engine, is that an annual renewal? Like every year we got a commitment to staff that, take care of that and do everything? Or is it a 2-year? What's the?
I think we sign on until we don't want it anymore.
We don't sign. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have to give it back, but we're actually due to get it replaced. It's 2019? I think 2019. They replaced so many. They are asking for anybody who wants to have a Type 6 or a Type 3. And so we have submitted for those also. If we do get one of those, we will take our Type 3 off of the list so we don't send out too many people. The union had a shop meeting the other day, and I met with the shop president, the union president, and the shop is they're committed to sending individuals, but obviously when we start mandating people don't get to go home for weeks on end. It's not good for the organization. It's not good for the families. So we've kind of committed that we won't exceed 12. 12 people is the most we'll send, and that's kind of an agreement we have, informal agreement that we won't send more than 12. So we're working towards something a little bit more solid. And they'll probably want something when it's negotiation time, and that's okay. We got to have something to give, right? So we'll work towards that. But yeah, that's done until we don't want it anymore. So it's been a great rig, and we've been utilizing it ourselves sometimes here locally, so it worked out well.
So just to clarify, the difference between us providing our own engine and having the state resource is if we have the state resource here, we're obligated to send it when they request it. If it's our own resource, we can say no if there's a staffing challenge at the time. So it's nice to see that labor has stepped up and agreed to take on that additional resource if we end up getting it.
Yeah, I knew it was going to test our resolve this year as far as our commitment to responding to fires and coming to work and doing our stuff, and they have done a great job.
Because it's not just the people being deployed, it's the people backfilling the shifts here too.
Absolutely.
And the families.
And families. So yeah, they've done a great job. Third annual community barbecue honoring first responders. I missed it this year, but I heard it went well, and I saw pictures. It was on Facebook, and we got that posted right away. But overall, it went well, and I think Vice Chair Gish got up and spoke.
Yeah.
And thanked everybody, and I think he did a great job with that. And I think that annual event's going to continue on, and I think that looking at River Island's Facebook a little bit, I think they feel a little left out, and somehow we're going to have to figure out, but it's not my event. And so we just attend. I think it'd be good if they got more individuals from River Islands to come over and participate, because Val Verde is a great park to participate at. So I hope that works out. But
It's a community event. Anyone that wants to come can come, correct?
correct. So I will be making sure I can get on some of that too. So I do want to go over, one of the things with the chief's update of the district's goals and objectives is, as we go through them, there's a couple things that I'm going to implement and bring to the board. So I'm going to go over what we've gone to and what I think what we're working on or what we're trying to achieve. And there's a little bit of stuff that we haven't gotten there yet, but we're going to update you where we're at with it. And then I want to talk about, from this point forward, whenever we have an agenda item, if it's scheduled or information, and it does reach or touch one of the goals or objectives that we're trying to do, we're going to list it in that PowerPoint so that you can see it, and so the audience can see that we're focusing on if it's getting new vehicles or buying a new station or whatever it is, how that works into our goal and objective, and how the board has set those up and how we're meeting those. So I'll be bringing that to you from now on. But let's talk about the ones what we got so far. So with the strategic operational objective plan, the list is we got formally established, clear, defined governance policies. So we are working with Sinclair Consulting. We've done some of the stuff for them. We had Jack Dials, yeah. He came in, and I think most of the board was on. I'm not sure if you guys were here during that time, but he did an evaluation of what we currently have. I don't know if you remember, we had them come in and do a financial analysis of policies, and they did an analysis of what we have and what we don't have. And then we've been trying to get towards getting those done. And so we reached out to him again, and we are looking at retaining him or another consultant to come in and start working on putting those policies in place. So getting them written, bringing them to the board for adoption, and making sure that they're in place as we move through the ones we're missing. So we did do a lot when we did with the auditor. He came in, the credit card policy and the retention policy and some other things, but we're missing a few, and so we want to make sure we get those done. So we're going to bring in a consultant to come in and do that. So that's going to help us achieve that formal establishing clearly defined governance policies. Provide a pathway of good governance certification. So I'm happy to announce that 3 board members have achieved have received the good governance certification, and myself included. So that's 4 of us that has achieved that. So when you go into so that's I think it's Director Gleason, Director Coe, and Director Rhodes. Chairman Coe. Sorry about that. Has achieved that governance, and so I thought we had to all get it, but we can get it individually. Becky had reached out to that and made that happen, so we will be getting those certifications. I think we're going to try to make it so that she's checking to see if they can, because they give them to you up on the podium up there, and so the next CSDA that we all go to, we'll be able to get our certifications from that announcement.
Good.
So it'd be good. So that was providing a pathway to good governance certification. So we're getting there. I thought we were going to fall short on that one. I'm sorry, because all of us got busy, but we were able to pull that through. Engage the community to support and provide volunteer service to enhance our mission. So we graduated 14 CERT members. The Explorer program, we are revamping that and building it back up. And we have an individual that has taken on that task, a new probationary firefighter that stepped up during our staff meeting, all staff, all call meeting, and he has volunteered to take that on, and that's probationary firefighter Salazar, and he's working on it. He's going to be bringing us a program. We're going to be implementing that, getting that back into place. We also did a hands-only CPR participation. I know that MDA gets a lot of the news flash for us, but we also participate in the schools in our area, and so we've been reaching out and doing that again this year too. So. The next one is begin to lay a foundation for regional training. So we've just completed our LARO, in-house LARO program. But with that, even though it's not the regional model we're looking for, we did get a couple instructors out of that. So what that's going to do is allow us now to host classes for the outside. So I think we're going to try to do one in late December and one in April, a regional class, so individuals will be able to come in and take that course. We're also going to be doing Rescue Systems 1. We have a Rescue System State Certified site, so we're going to be doing a class and training instructors for that so that we can start hosting those classes again. There was a point when we were doing that pretty regularly. There was a lot of grant money for that was out there and was allowing individuals to do it, but there's a lot of departments that don't have that, and us too. Well, we need to send our people through that as we hire them. Some of them don't have Rescue Systems 1, and we need to make sure that we're making our personnel available for that training also. So that's coming down the pike here real soon. And that's all I have for the update on the goals and objectives. Is there anything the board would like to comment on, or?
I'll start. I think this is great. I appreciate the update. It's good to hear, I think it's good for everyone to hear what you've been working on or what the district has been working on. And I'm glad 3 of us, or 4 of us, were able to get that good governance certificate. So that's pretty good. I know that's a big challenge for some districts, and I'm glad we've achieved it ourselves. Any other comments from the board?
Yes, absolutely. It is so nice to now hear things of what we're doing to enhance services, not just only meet requirements, especially when we're going above and beyond. Maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago, we were talking about just making sure we got audits done. Now we're looking at goals, we're looking at objectives, making this district a district that shines, that does things above and beyond what is required. So I'm really excited about it. So thank you.
I think, by putting it on the agenda in every item, connecting it to the goals and objectives, it bridges this gap between the board and administration and really shows out front, that transparent thing of we've set some goals and this is how we're trying to accomplish the goals we've set. And so it holds us accountable, holds you accountable to those that we serve. And it's fantastic. It's great to be able, to see the transition over the last 20 years of this department, how things have kind of moved and grown. And we have, this is a Bobism, this means my opinion, that our department in the county is doing everything right. And we don't have a city manager and all the rest of the support systems that the Stocktons and the Lodis and the Tracys have. Of course, Tracy's having her own problems, but that we're doing this as a district, and going to the conferences, you see they're talking about you should be doing this and you should be doing this, and it's kind of like we already are. This last time you were talking about SWAT and how you really should be doing SWAT, and we've been doing SWAT for it's our 5th year. Yeah, something like that. 5th or 6th year. So we've been doing it for a while. So. We're doing good, so thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Great. I think we've gone 2 months without a solar update. Does that mean the PG&E thing got taken care of and we're producing? Or did you report that already?
He didn't.
Oops. That look.
Yeah, it's not on the agenda, but he can give you an update. He's not taking any action on it, so go ahead.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought we had good news.
The sun still keeps coming up.
Sorry about that. We are still unfortunately working through that logistical and paperwork process with PG&E and getting final sign-offs and approvals to be able to operate. I know it's a struggle, and I thank you all for being patient with it.
Well, I went through it personally, so I know the process, so.
Same here.
It's brutal.
They don't want you to go on solar.
I almost don't want solar anymore because it's just so much trouble.
It's unnecessary.
But my PG&E bill last year, I just paid my annual, was $780 for the year.
Now it's on
So-
public record.
Seriously, it's well worth it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, board comments, referrals,
So we have one referral
Yes.
request, so the process is to bring it back once the request has been made, to add City of Stockton to training activity report for information on mutual and dive incidents. So if you guys want to discuss that and give me direction, then I can make it in place. This is kind of the process for you guys, so if you want me to add that to the training activity report,
What we talked about last month, we've been going into Stockton more than we had in the past
Yeah.
to have that kind of part of our report.
yeah.
And I think the regional service model, it just kind of buoys that up, that we're a regional service. Does that make sense?
This is more of a formality.
yeah, so since the referral was from the vice chair, Gish, I'll let you add any more comments if you like.
It's just like Bob was stating, and the questions got brought up when we were talking about buying a new dive rescue vehicle.
Yep.
It just everything's in black and white and justifies it to the public why we're updating.
Okay.
We're wearing it out, so we have to get a new one.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, no, I'm good. If you get a motion actually, if you get like three of you to give me direction, I'm good.
Direction.
Direction,
Correction.
Yeah.
there you go.
It's a formality, it really
Yeah.
is. It
Understood.
won't be that difficult if the board was looking at how hard it would be. It won't be that difficult to add it into the
Yeah.
process and include it in the activity report.
Can I add something to that, too? Of course, you all know we're in an election year, and when there's elections going on, there's campaigning and there's information out there, and unfortunately, half of the time, the information is incorrect. But, I have heard some things out there in terms of mutual aid, and for some reason, people associate mutual aid with us using our resources to help others that don't pay us back. And I think that it would be in the best benefit of the citizens of Lathrop to really understand what mutual aid is. And the fact that we benefit, everybody benefits, but in terms of resources, it's not that anybody is paying for anybody else. It is that everybody is working together to get the best service at a minimum cost. So maybe as we add all of these things, we can also explain a little bit and dissipate some of that notion that is going out there, or just wait it out till after November and then it'll go away. But I think that people really need to understand the real meaning of mutual aid.
Good luck with that.
I know. I know.
Did you want to make that a board,
You want me to bring it back?
no, I don't know what, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Well, the best way to drown rumors is to educate.
Yes.
And I think that that's what I'm talking about. Because I want to see this, but as we add Stockton, I don't want to hear from the public, oh, now we're also spending our resources in Stockton. No, we are now bigger and better because we do have Stockton by our side. So,
And a little background is with the dive, is that the dive is so dangerous, extremely dangerous. You're underwater, you're in a black, like almost a dark environment, and you're searching for loved ones, and it's very hazardous, and there's certain processes to go through for somebody that get trapped. The lakes aren't as dangerous as the river. The river is extremely dangerous because you get stuck in a snag. So what we do between us and Stockton is we send both units to all dives now. So when we have a dive in Lathrop, Stockton is en route to us. They're our backup to our backup because we have a backup diver. It's required that we have a backup diver. Somebody's in the water. Somebody has to be ready, 90%, if not 100%, fully clothed in mask, ready to rescue the diver that's under the water. And then we have now Stockton coming in to back us up in case we need additional, and you have, SAR units, that the surface supplied air stuff that's there so that you can get down there and rescue the diver, because their tank is only good for so long. But we do the same for them. And the dividing point of the county is Highway 4 because of where Stockton's located and where we're located. So Highway 4 is the divided line of response. So anything that's north of that, Stockton is, but we go, and anything south, I guess we should just say we both go to all calls. And so that's why you see more of us going more to those calls. And so, but we'll show that the mutual aid for them to come to us, and we'll show the mutual aid that we go to them, and that it's reciprocatory, and that we'll be good with it. Okay, sound good? That'd be a little background.
Well, and I love how you put it there. In other words, it's two teams helping find that loved one, and that's what mutual aid is really all about. More resources, double the resources.
Right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any other board comments or referrals? I'll start with you. Director Gleason?
Chief, have you heard of Pulse Point?
Yes.
We're not participating in Pulse Point. I don't know what the process is or what it does.
Yeah.
But when I travel, I log in, it says Pulse Point. Then
It's a dispatch. So it's not, so they did when we first, myself and Larry, we attended the Chiefs conference, and when the San Ramon Valley chief, right, he really started that Pulse Point out. He did a presentation on it. We fell in love with it right away. And so we love it, but it is a dispatch issue, and so it has to be built into the CAD system. It cost about, at the time, it was about $10,000 to get that up and running. And sometimes the hospitals will front some of that money up and get that and sponsor that. And so we haven't looked at it since then, but it was because we were looking at it. Lathrop was a little smaller then, because it's been a few years ago since that's been in place. And so, but what that does is if there's a full arrest, say there's a full arrest that comes in at Target, and Target has an AED, that you get notified if you're within a certain distance of that call based on your location, and you can go to that call and do CPR and get the AED because you're trained to that level, and you go in there, and it's an app. You're absolutely right. Works really great in the bigger metropolitan areas. It's a phenomenal thing. I think everybody should be part of it. But the smaller towns, it's a little bit hit and miss because you have to be within so much of a distance. But it doesn't mean that you won't. You could be in Manteca and be at that, be at just shopping in Home Depot, and that something happened of that nature, and you potentially could save a life there. It's something that we can look into a little further. We haven't touched base with it a little bit, but if the board would like me to do that, I can bring back something.
I would like that. I mean, not everybody carries an AED. I do, but because I figure I want it for me. I'm getting to the age where yes, it's but I think it would be important if we're going to do community outreach. We're doing hands compression only CPR trainings and stuff, that the community kind of gets involved a little bit.
Do you wear a bracelet that says my AED's in the trunk?
No, I should, huh?
You should. Here's my keys. Yeah. No kidding.
No, I'm all for the latest and greatest technology opportunities for our district. So if that's something the board feels
Yeah. Okay.
he should pursue, then I'm okay with it too.
Okay. We'll bring something back.
Thank you. And the last thing is, I had a good time at the community event. I really appreciate all those who cooked and put stuff out. Smokey the Bear was awesome. Loved when he was up dancing country. That was cool. And then a heartfelt condolences to our chair.
Oh, thank you.
So with that, that's all I have.
Got nothing. Okay. Vice Chair Gish? Nothing?
Just in case Michelle Anderson and her committee or anybody from her committee are watching the meeting, thank you. It was a really nice barbecue and a really nice, atmosphere and everything. And I had a kick out of it because somebody came running to give me one of those red bags, and I'm telling them, no, 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 I'm not a firefighter, I just sit on the board. That's all I do is sit on the board. And they looked at me and they go, no, you do much more than that here. So it was my first year to get a bag. I was very excited about that. So if you're watching, thank you.
Well, this is the third year. I had great intentions in going, and something came up, and I was unable to attend, so I do appreciate Vice Chair Gish stepping up and doing, speaking at the event. And hopefully, next year, I will be there.
On your calendar, September 11th.
Gotcha, I'll do that. The other thing I wanted to let you know is October 18th is the next scheduled meeting, and I will not be present for that. So I'm kind of already upset myself for not being able to attend, because based on what you were planning to bring back 10.1. So I guess I'll have to watch on video. So I have nothing else to add. If there's nothing else, I will adjourn the meeting till the next regular scheduled meeting, October 18th at 7 p.m. here.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.